week's episode of Coffee with a Career Coach. I am joined today by Matt from Rocket Companies, and I will let him introduce himself in just a moment. But before we get started, as we always talk about what's in our coffee, today I have a chai tea latte with a shot of espresso because I needed the extra caffeine today to get me through this Friday. So if you have any questions during the live, please feel free to ask us and I will pop them up on the screen. But I'm going to hand it over to Matt to introduce yourself now.
Awesome. Thank you, Erica. Excited to be here. I'm actually a Central Michigan alum. So fire up chips. As you mentioned, Matt Stone. I'm a Senior Director, Talent Acquisition with Rocket Companies, headquartered in Detroit, Michigan.
Awesome. Love that you're an alum too. I'm also an alum. So it's good to talk to you. So tell me a little bit about Rocket Companies.
Yeah, so I can go into a little bit about kind of just the overall Rocket Companies, and then talk a little bit about just like kind of what it's like to work for Rocket.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's pretty simple. As like our mission is to help everyone home, and whether that's helping individuals through a personal finance with our company's Rocket Money or Rocket Loans, or helping individuals into the mortgage side of things, whether it's a refinance where they're looking to take some equity out on their home, maybe lower their monthly payment. All the way through to the possibility of a purchase. And so that's with Rocket Mortgage, as well as Amrock, which is our title and insurance company. So at any part of where you are, Rocket Companies is able to help you. And I think, it's just very exciting to work for an organization that really is putting our client first and foremost. And as we even think about where individuals want to be, it's just exciting, especially for the generational wealth that a home can provide to it, not only one individual, but their entire family. And that really brings us to like kind of working for Rocket Companies, and that side of things it's exciting to be part of the organization that really focuses on collaboration. I think that's the number one. Is you don't work in silos. You work with multiple teams, multiple individuals from different areas and team members. And for me, that's probably the most exciting part, especially being in talent acquisition. We partner all throughout the organization with all of our different companies that are made up inside of Rocket. And it's just allows for each and every single day to be a little bit different, but allows you to continue to learn and grow and grow in your career. And I think that's one of our top focuses.
That's awesome. And I know we've worked with Rocket for a very long time since I've been here. And it's always been such a great company. You guys offer so many opportunities to our students. So kind of as a segue to that, what majors are you looking to hire?
Yeah, so I think like the good thing right now, we are kind of like in the I would say the middle part of our internship hiring process, and internships are coming up fast. And just to start, we have an amazing internship program, and really props to our entire team. That what they bring together is not only coming in and learning real world experiences and get hands-on experience as an intern, but also the ability to connect and network and build relationships with other interns. I think that's very unique to our company, that what our internship program really offers, and what they offer for all of our interns that become a part of it. With that, right now, I would say that we're actually interviewing and talking to individuals from a number of different majors. Some very specific, I would just say, is as I look at it, is human computer interactions, user experience, market research, looking for individuals from financing, business management, economics, as well as things throughout data science, as well as communications. Some of our areas that we do have, I would say they're looking for a specific background and major. And then there's other areas that we look at that it's not as much as a specific background or major. It's really what they're looking to get out of the internship. So right now we are kind of in the middle of what we would call our prime season for our internships, and really excited about that. All of our new interns coming in for the summer.
That's awesome. And it sounds like there's just a ton of different majors that you hire from. So I think that's huge for a lot of our students listening. There's so many opportunities out there with Rocket. It's just a matter of what kind of fits for you and what your passion is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm in what we would refer to as the Pulse. It's human resources, but my major was sports management with a minor in advertising. So it kind of doesn't fall right into human resources. But even with that, we are looking to bring on individuals with human resource background or human resource majors. My thing I would tell anyone is myrocketcareers.com is a great resource that you could kind of go to and really take a look at what is open, or feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you'd had any specific questions.
That's awesome. So, what made you specifically want to work at Rocket Companies?
Yeah, that's a great question, and one I'm always excited to answer. So I started out in the staffing industry, and that's how I really got into recruiting. This past December was 13 years for me inside of talent acquisition and recruiting. But at the time, it was Quicken Loans, now Rocket. I really started to look at my career and started to want to see like where I wanted to grow and how I wanted to kind of grow and develop. And I had friends and family that worked for Quicken at the time, now Rocket, and I saw their growth and how they were developing specifically in leadership. And that really got me interested. And then it was just coming down to our campus in Detroit, really getting to see the floor, really getting to see the environment. And I was sold on that day. And so, now being here, it was a great decision by me, and a great decision that day. And just to see how we've grown and how we kind of have changed our campus downtown, but also our offsites, whether it's Cleveland, Phoenix, or even North Carolina. But for me, it's truly about the development that we offer. And, from a leadership side, I continue to get leadership development. And even our senior leaders are in different types of development. And so I can see myself continuously growing. And so that for me is why I chose Rocket. And every single day, it feels like that's answered of the right decision.
That's great. And I think a lot of our students too are looking for that as a huge part of why they're applying to specific companies. Do they see the room for growth and their own professional development? So that's really good to hear you talk about as well.
Yeah. I would love to I think that really goes to our DevCore team, which is our leader, development program. And really, they're always looking to find what's next or find what's available for us. Like we do tuition reimbursement. We offer different types of trainings and developments, whether it's using LinkedIn learnings or any curriculums that our internal team has already built themselves. And so that's something that whether you're an individual contributor team member or you're somebody that's motivated to get into leadership, all of those are available for you, even as we do offer like personal development hours for team members to take throughout their career each year, to really continue to grow. Because I think, like you said, to me, especially being in talent acquisition, that's really the number one thing we hear for anybody getting into their career, whether it's someone who's looking for an internship or as they're recently graduating and they're moving into a company.
Absolutely. So when you're working for Rocket, what does your day-to-day basically look like?
Great question. I think that's it's different from each and every individual depending on the area that you're in. So I can give a little bit about talent acquisition and kind of speak from that. But I think one of our product managers actually posted, and it was on our Rocket Company's LinkedIn, of the day in the life of a product manager. So if anybody's interested on that side, they can go and take a look at that on the social. But for us, it's getting into the office, and kind of taking care of what we need to as our priorities for the day. For a recruiter, most likely would be reviewing their emails, seeing which candidates have applied or reach back out to them and what they have set for the day, whether they have an interview set up, they have different types of conversations set up, whether the candidate is where they're at in the process. Potential team meetings, we always like to collaborate and stay connected as a team. I think that's most important, and just making sure that we're all on the same page. And then it's really going through kind of the pipeline and making sure you're just, for us, one of our philosophies is every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. So it's making sure that we're delivering a superior service out to our candidates. And so just making sure we follow up in a timely manner. But, sometimes those things do change based off of like what the organization has going on. Last month, we had our all-company meeting at Little Caesars Arena. So 14,000 plus of us were in the arena, and that kind of took up the day. But yeah, every single day can be a little bit different. You could be meeting with hiring leaders, kind of digging deep on what they're looking for in the next open role. And then from like a leadership perspective, for us, it's just connecting with team members, making sure everybody feels like they have what they need to be successful, and really making sure we're driving all in the same direction from the organization. One of the things that I talked about it right away was like with Rocket, I think it is really the collaboration piece. And Varun, who's our new CEO coming in this past fall, like it's been really a focus on alignment and really knocking down any silos. And so we are real connected pretty regularly across the organization.
That's awesome. That's a really neat thing that Rocket does, I think, is the collaboration piece and how much you are connected. So that's really awesome. Do you have any suggestions for students wanting to work at Rocket companies?
Yeah, I think the biggest is kind of just making sure what you're like reaching out for, or what you're looking at is really that goal and desire that you have. I think for anything, that's the first and foremost. And one thing that I'll say is every company has different titles, which is interesting. And so think about the types of functions of the work that you want to do. Think about the things that really interest you as far as like a role or what type of work you would be able and want to do every single day. And then start to put those things together on what type of title or role that makes sense for. But for anybody, when you like look at Rocket companies, it's, be specific on your resume, be really specific on your experiences and what you've been able to accomplish and what you want to accomplish. If you know of anybody in the organization or you have any contacts, obviously reach out to them and potentially get referred in based on your interest level. And then it's, apply to the roles that you are interested in. Don't just like try to like see if you can apply to one and talk about others. Really focus on that and do your research. That's probably one of the most important, especially for me coming out of school. It was a lot of research and really understanding where I wanted to go.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you said the research piece because that's something that we tell students every day, especially, applying to different companies. Make sure you know about the company and you're not just blindly applying and going in for an interview. So research is huge for us to suggest as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's very crucial in any time in any job search and any time you're in your career is researching and understanding the company and understanding kind of how they operate, what their culture is like. You can go on different like forums, you can go on different social sites and kind of see those reviews. I think the number one thing you always see when it's about Rocket is our culture. And somebody will bring up isms, which is internally what we refer to for our philosophies. Yeah, that would be all falls in your research. And I think that's like the most important. So you see that the company, you see what's important to them, and hopefully it aligns with what's important to you.
Absolutely. So hard to believe we're at the end here because it feels like we've been talking for 5 minutes, but I've been
Yeah.
really enjoying learning about Rocket. Is there any last piece of advice that you would like to give to our students?
Yeah. So first and foremost, you guys picked an amazing university. So Central Michigan, my time there was some of the best I've in my life. And so always excited to be able to come back or even help out and talk through to anybody. But yeah, for me, I would say first and foremost, no matter where you're at in your as a student and what grade you're in, get involved. Join groups, join organizations, learn, network. It helps you understand. It helps you understand individuals that come from all different, walks of life, diversity of thought, and hearing kind of their how like it impacts them. And then it's anytime you have an opportunity to get an internship or even interview, take advantage of that. Do practice interviews, practice with your roommates, practice with family, anything like that. I would highly recommend, because the more you can get comfortable, the better that you'll be, because they always say you only get one first impression, and I think if you can make your first impression the best impression, it'll be a great opportunity for you. So I would just say get involved as much as possible. As I look back, I wish that would have been something I would have done more of. And anytime you can get into an internship, whether it's a full-time internship, part-time, do it and take as much as you can from the experience.
Absolutely. That's great advice. And one thing, just to plug our office a little bit too, we're happy to help with mock interviews. We do them every day. You can sign up and go through the interview process. So you get that practice, and then, the nerves kind of go away a little bit more when you're going for that first real interview.
Yes, 100%.
So Matt, thank you so much for joining us. I know I learned a lot. I'm sure our students learned a lot as well. And we can put that link that you mentioned earlier for looking for opportunities through Rocket on the video comments. So I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on the next episode of Coffee with a Career Coach.
Thank you.